Hello cozy friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be me setting up my very first traveler's notebook. But before we get started, I do want to encourage you, if you haven't already, to become a cozy friends by subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell. Also, for extra content, don't forget to follow me on social media. Now, before we begin, I want to encourage you to go get your own traveler's notebook or just get a cozy drink, and today we're just gonna have a fun time setting up my vintage traveler's journal. First impressions of the Traveler's Notebook Company is I just love this vagabond style that they have going on with their packaging. Very minimalistic. I did get my journal in the camel color. There was just something rustic about it that I adored, and to be honest, this actually got to my house pretty quickly. I ordered it and got it within the week, which I really appreciated. I'm terrible with patience when it comes to packages that I ordered, so I really appreciated how quickly that it did come. So since this was my first journal, they do offer kind of like a package that you can go ahead and order. So it comes with an insert, a rubber band, as well as the leather bound notebook itself. The journal itself was soft to the touch and absolutely stunning in person. I feel as if I could just take this journal anywhere and everywhere and just write my hopes and dreams. In the back, it does have a little stamp that tells you it is for a traveler's notebook, and just the detailing on this, I'm so excited to just see this get worn. I just think there's something romantic about a worn down notebook and journal to show that it's lived a long, beautiful life. I do plan on going ahead and adding inserts as time does go on, but like I said, it does come with one insert already, which is very nice. The pages are 64 pages per booklet, and they also had other kinds. They had dotted, blank, such as this one, and I believe they also had lined. However, I did opt in and purchase 2 extra blank notebooks just so that when I fill one notebook up, I have the other ones ready to go. Next thing that I did get was this little clip from the Traveler's Notebook Company. And I've just seen so many people recommend you get a clip for this specific journal since the notebooks are so thin to hold your pages open. And I decided to pick up this brass clip from the company, and I just love it so much. It gives me that vintage feel when looking on it, and to be honest, I just adore how it's designed. I also purchased this little pocket zipper. So with this specifically I had in mind, I just wanted to insert it in the back of my journal to just kind of have there for memories or for stickers, or if I happen to be out, maybe put some washi tape strips in this if I feel like journaling something on the go. I just thought it'd be extremely useful as it has one pocket with a zipper and then 2 insert pockets on the outside of it. And then I also purchased some extra rubber bands for when I do add on notebooks down the road. And luckily for me, they do have instructions on how to add more notebooks into the journal with these rubber bands. It also came with this cute little envelope, which I'm probably going to use to store some extra stickers in. I love that they included this. It's just very sweet and gives me that vintage style. Now we are going to go ahead and take these items and set up the journal. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the first 2 notebooks. This is going to be a little bit trial and error since I have never done this before. However, since I do have 3 notebooks to insert into here, I do know I am going to need one of these rubber bands immediately. So typically when adding 2 notebooks, you would add the giant rubber band to connect to the 2 from the middle pages, and then add the inserted rubber band over it to keep the 2 notebooks together. However, like I said, I do have a 3rd notebook, so the process for this will be just a little bit different. And just like that, I have 3 notebooks in my journal. However, I do have this pocket that I want to insert into the journal as well. So it will be going on the very back end, but for this process, I will need to attach it to the journal closest to the back. Now for this process, I wasn't entirely sure how to go about adding this pocket in, so I did take some time, did a little bit of brainstorming, because I had first thought maybe I could just kind of tape it to the back of the journal, but I didn't like the thought of that. So I decided to just add another rubber band and rubber band the two together, which I am pretty sure there's other ways to do this without adding another rubber band. So if you have any recommendations and you're watching, please leave them in the comment down below if there is a different process to stick this pocket back there. I would really appreciate it. For today's video, I am just going to set up the very first booklet in this journal, and to be honest, I was most excited for this journal because I did want to try vintage style journaling. I think there's something just nostalgic and romantic and calming about vintage journaling, so that is why I wanted to grab the Traveler's Notebook, just because I think it's just something mysterious about it. So I pulled out the first little booklet and put the rest of the journal to the side, and was thinking this whole time what my game plan was going to be. But since I knew I wanted to be a vintage style journal, I went ahead, grabbed my little clip, and began this beautiful process that is journaling. I did get these really pretty vintage washi tapes from Amazon, and I think they look absolutely amazing. They have a decent amount of tape in them, which I really appreciate, since this is probably a little washi tape set that I will be using quite often in this journal. With this journal, I really wanted to take the vintage aspect of it literal and write with a ink pen. So I'm very excited for this. This is my first time ever using this in a journal, and I thought, why not just use it in my traveler's notebook from now on? Every time I write in this notebook, it will be with ink and a pen. Just the thought of that kind of just makes me feel like I'm back in time and in a more calmer setting, so to speak. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just find it more romantic to know that someone's taking their time and dipping their pen into this ink and being thoughtful of what they're writing, because it can't just be erased. So, in the spirit of this being a traveler's notebook, I wanted to go with a adventure-inspired quote. And for that, I decided to talk about love is meant to be an adventure. And when I came across this quote, I thought it couldn't be more true. When you are feeling this emotion of love, it is almost as if you are going on an adventure. There's ups and downs and questions and confusion. It is what it is. And this quote was actually written by Gordon B. Hinckley. And now that I have completed the very first page of the very first notebook, I have decided to put everything back together and kind of restart this setup process, since I need to figure out an easier way to take my notebooks out without having to do this, which might not be possible. I guess I'll figure it out. Like I said, if anybody has any advice or comments on how I can make this process easier, please leave them down in the comments below. I would truly appreciate that. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today and setting up my traveler's notebook. Please leave in the comments down below if you journal in a traveler's notebook or if you would like to begin to. With that being said though, this is all I have for today's video. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was so much fun and I can't wait to do more videos like this one. But before we wrap up today's video, if you haven't already, I do want to encourage you to become a cozy friend. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, and also follow me on my social media for extra content. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.